Good morning. It is 2:04 on the 23rd of February. Sorry, I just had a bit of a mind blank. And it is the early hours of a Sunday morning. And I'm recording to you in my lounge room, where it's currently raining outside. So I firstly wanted to introduce myself. My name is Watson Lamani, and I live in Brisbane, Australia. I thought that I would document my thoughts and my ideas this way, to journal it, but more so to vlog it. I would say journaling would consist of me actually writing, and for me that would seem to take forever. So I thought I would instead record it instead. Hopefully that makes sense. But anywho, as I move on, I wanted to share with you an experience that I had last, what day was it? Last Monday. I was at work. I work in retail for a well-known Australian brand in women's wear. And I was talking to a colleague of mine, and I was kind of talking to her about the fact that I'm feeling a bit stagnant in my position. And it's something that's come up a couple of times. But this time in particular, it was a bit more interesting. So I was kind of telling her, the brief scenario, I'm feeling that I'm growing, I feel like I need to leave, blah, 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 blah. And I told her about an idea that I had where I would just sell everything and then I would just move overseas because I thought it would be the best way to, move on. And something that she did say to me, which kind of stuck in my head, was, if you do move, what are you going to do? How are you going to get a job? It's really hard to find a job. It seemed quite negative what she was saying to me. And I don't think she was saying it because she was wanting me to leave, but I think she was saying it because she was coming from a friend perspective. She was coming as a mother because she's a mother. And she was basically giving me a more realistic perspective, which I think I needed, but I didn't want to hear. But anywho, we were kind of talking, and she kind of just offered, why don't you just tell the manager that you wanted to progress to growing with the company. And look, that's something that's always been in my mind, but I don't think it's something that I want to do. I feel like in situations like this, where I think of something like this, it is to remind me of my purpose. It is to remind me of why I'm here on earth, what I want to be doing, blah, 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 blah. So, out of that conversation, I finished work and was on my way home. And while I was on my way home, I was starting to have these negative thoughts about just life and like, why did I exist and why couldn't I just die, and just really dark thoughts. I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed when I got home that I didn't know what else to do but to pray. I'm also a man of faith, and although I may not practice it by going to church, I still believe that there is a God, and I still believe that He listens to us and to, our problems, to help us through life. So as soon as I got home, I kind of had a quick word with Him, and was expecting it to kind of go away, but I knew that I had to go beyond that. So then I decided to message one of my old friends. And this friend in particular is someone that we went to kind of high school together, and we've been really close. And despite the fact that we live on the opposite sides of the nation, we can still pick back from where we left off, which I think is, something that is a true thing to have with a friendship. So I messaged her and I was like, oh, look, do you mind if I talk to you? And we kind of just Skyped and I was telling her my thoughts. And we were just kind of talking back and forth about what I was going through, and she was kind of sharing with me her ideas and what she was going through, and she had actually kind of gone through something similar. And as we're talking, she kind of shared with me something that I think I've shared with one of my other good close girlfriends, and it was, you were created for a reason. In the womb, you were already given a purpose. This is not the exact words from the Bible or the verses, but it was like a general overview of what it actually meant. And it kind of clicked to me about life, although it may seem hard, and although it may seem that we won't be able to reach for what we want in life. That doesn't make any sense. Let me just rephrase that. Although we can't see it, it is something that will be revealed to us more and more each day if we truly connect to ourselves. Now, this is the way that I'm going to interpret it to you guys, because it's a bit more modern. And I feel like it's true. You come into this world, and I think everyone has an idea of who they are. But when you start to see the way other people are and the way they act, it distracts you from what you are. And it distracts you from what you're supposed to be. So I guess the main topic, what I'm trying to say is, if you listen to yourself more, listen to your heart, listen to the person that God or the universe made you to be, the more of what you want to be will be revealed here. This is the way that I perceive it. Don't take this as the fact that I'm Jesus or something. This is just my interpretation. But something that I also wanted to share, that I kind of thought about today, was for me to get to a stage where I was feeling down was a wake-up call, because you don't get to a stage where, like this in particular, where you're like, I want to end my life, blah, 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 blah. Out of the blue. It's something that builds up over time, because it's from little aspects that form into this one big thing. So for instance, what I'm trying to say, an example is, I'm feeling a bit sluggish, and it comes down to my lifestyle and my lifestyle choices. Firstly, it's my health. I've been eating really badly. I've been eating the same food over and over again, and it has made me become less energetic, less motivated to do things, and feeling very tired and sluggish. That was one thing. The second thing was my spare time. I found myself on the internet quite a lot. Even on my days off, I spend my time just in bed, just watching TV series and movies, and it's something that I believe I need to change. I need to limit myself, and I need to be a bit more accountable for that. A third thing was my goal and my talent. I want to get back into styling, and I want to get back into being more creative and all that type of jazz that I was doing before working in retail. And if I spend time on something each day, I know that it will allow me to spend even more time, and it'll come to the point where it just becomes a habit that I won't be able to break. So I believe it's from these three things that if I just reevaluate and be a bit more conscious with the way that I do things, listen to myself, listen to my heart, really align myself with my beliefs and my values and who I'm supposed to be, then I know that I will be able to overcome this obstacle. I don't want to be living the way that I am in the next 12 months. And I know that I will have to change. And with change, I need to start off by taking the first step. So, as I say this to you on the 23rd of February 2020, I am going to take my first step by changing these things, breaking these bad habits, and regaining control again. Because I want to be able to reach for these dreams. I want to be able to make these dreams a reality. I know for a fact that God didn't give me these dreams and these goals and these talents for me to just waste it. I know that He'd given me to be able to show others His love, to be able to show the universe what love is, to show everyone their purpose. And I know I need to practice what I preach, but I need to, start off by taking my first step. And this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to check back with you guys. Oh, that was my bit of my hair, sorry. I'm going to check back with you in about a week's time. And I will give you a bit of an update as to how things are going, what I've been doing, things I've been implementing into my life, into my regime, to just get back on track and to really take control of my life, because I know that I can do it. And as one of my favorite verses says in Philippians 4:13, which is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I can do anything as long as I allow myself to God and listen to my heart, and it will work out as planned. So thank you for listening. I will talk to you later, and take care, peeps.